Am I the asshole for reporting a delivery driver who I thought was lying to get out of doing more work? Today, as I contemplated my lunch options, I found myself drawn to the idea of ordering from a delightful Mexican restaurant, thanks to the convenience of food delivery services. Now, it's worth noting that my previous experiences with such services hadn't always been smooth sailing. I'd encountered the frustrating scenario of missing items in my orders a time or two. What added salt to the wound was the fact that the delivery drivers, those fleeting messengers of culinary delight, always seemed to vanish into thin air before I could notice the discrepancies and seek a solution. To address these culinary conundrums, I had to wade through the murky waters of the app's support chat, an ordeal that always left me exasperated after a few rounds of back and forth messages. As fate would have it, today was yet another rendezvous with the vagaries of food delivery. My chosen driver arrived at my doorstep, seemingly the embodiment of punctuality and professionalism. However, I couldn't help but notice a subtle flicker of surprise in her demeanor when I politely requested her to wait while I inspected the contents of the bag. Lo and behold, my suspicions were confirmed. There were items missing from my order. In a voice that bore the practiced inflection of rehearsed corporate speak, she informed me that it was against company policy for her to return to the restaurant and retrieve my missing items. Instead, she insisted that I should engage in the time-consuming exercise of contacting the support team through the app, a process that had left me disillusioned in the past. Frustration bubbled within me as I expressed my reluctance to tread down that well-worn path of app-based support. She reiterated that going back to the restaurant was, really, not something she was supposed to do. At this juncture, I couldn't help but query the driver about the company's stance on ensuring the accuracy of orders. She explained that restaurants seal the bags for the drivers, emphasizing that they are not authorized to breach this culinary fortress and inspect the contents. She also alluded to potential food safety concerns and the lack of training in this particular culinary investigation skill set. After a brief pause, she offered a somewhat reluctant apology for the inconvenience and departed. To my ears, her explanation sounded like a tapestry of excuses artfully woven to deflect her responsibilities. I couldn't help but ponder, if drivers couldn't go back to the restaurant, how were customers expected to retrieve their missing items or obtain a refund? Furthermore, if they were forbidden from prying open the sealed bags, how could they guarantee the accuracy of the deliveries they made? The entire situation appeared shrouded in illegibility. Fueled by my vexation, I embarked on a mission to hold the driver accountable. When prompted to rate my driver and leave feedback, I penned a detailed account of my predicament and elucidated why I believed her actions to be in the wrong. In a decisive move, I assigned a mere 1 star to her service and revoked the gratuity I had initially intended to offer. Later in the day, as I recounted this culinary escapade to my sister over the phone, I expected her to share my exasperation, given her employment at a different but similar delivery company. However, her reaction took me by surprise. She quipped, "Did you actually think she was gonna go back to the restaurant?" I chuckled, presuming that she was jesting about rival delivery companies. Yet, she clarified, "I'm not joking, you literally reported her for following the rules." Initially, I dismissed my sister's remarks, assuming she might have misconstrued a portion of the story. However, as I reflected upon her response and juxtaposed it with the driver's explanations, I found myself grappling with an unsettling question: could they be right? Did I, in fact, act unjustly by reporting the driver and retracting my tip based on my belief that she was dissembling? The moral conundrum that now looms before me is whether my actions were, in truth, an overreaction.